Yes, you have to have a permit to mudlark and pick anything that's old and man-made. Like a secret society almost. We just don't have a secret handshake. At least not that I've been told about yet. Maybe I haven't been long enough. They're very insular people, very introverted. Just leave me alone, I want a mudlark kind of thing, because you've got a short time period to do it in. I passed this lady and a gentleman. The gentleman said hi, the lady immediately looked away, and that's indicating that leave me alone, I want a mudlark, I don't want to talk, which is fine. I mean, we're here to do that, we're not here to chat. A couple of things here I want to see what this is. Now, I do find a lot of iron stuff. And because there's so much rust on it, I never know if it's something that is worth investigating, so I always take it.
Southwesterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9, veering westerly 4 or 5 later. Rain at times, moderate or poor, becoming good. Biscay, southwesterly 6 to gale 8, occasional rain, moderate or poor.
I mudlark to manage life, to find things, to research things. I'll say hello and I'll be pleasant to everybody I see on the foreshore, but it's very much a personal hobby rather than a community thing for me.
It's kind of amazing because I think for the first 4 or 5 minutes, you're thinking about how you got here, what you're doing afterwards, all the other stuff that goes on in your head, and then I just feel peace. I have to train myself to be aware of the sounds because I can get so engrossed in what I'm doing. And I know it's kind of weird because I was reflecting a little bit about how I must look, and I'm kind of kneeling with my face a couple of inches from the ground. But that all I can see, that's all that's in my head. So I think recently I've started mudlarking because I just need to clear my head. And it's kind of a piece, like you're down here and the whole of London, you've got your Shard, you've got Big Ben, you've got all these things, and there's no one else here. It's just, I guess it's a form of escapism.
It does take up pretty much all of my spare time. The time I'm not on the foreshore, I'm researching. I basically work to come up to London to go mudlarking. That's about what I do. Just a Victorian marble. It's quite an addictive thing to do, actually, and you do get quite obsessed with it, to be honest. I took this girl mudlarking because she said she found a pipe in the Thames one time opposite the Tate Modern. So I thought, we'll go mudlarking and go for a drink after. And I just got hooked the first time I was down there. She liked it, but wasn't that keen on it and got fed up with me after a while going mudlarking all the time. And it only lasted a few months, so.
Recently, I think people have been a bit wary about talking to the media and giving information about where different spots are. A number of people have received threats from other mudlarkers because they've given information, be it through writing, through film, through photographs, about different locations. So I asked you guys to sign a contract effectively saying that you wouldn't, the best of your abilities, wouldn't give away any information about location, and neither would I.
It is a very, very competitive hobby. It's a very paranoid hobby. People are very tight-lipped about where they go. They'll never divulge where they've found anything. So if you see someone find coins and you go, oh, I would really love to find coins as well, don't bother asking, they won't tell you. You don't often have other people down here, and if they are down here, we go in wide circles around each other because we don't want to get in way of anyone else's spot, you know.
I'm a female, I'm young, and I'm dressed as a clown. So I think people don't really engage me in the politics because I'm not huge. I'm not there with my metal detector. I'm not making a scene. So I have my favourite spots, but if someone else is in them, they're in them. Like, that doesn't bother me. There are manners when mudlarking. So if I'm mudlarking with a partner, we wouldn't be mudlarking all in the same bit. You kind of stay a polite distance, but that's only because, you know, if they see a coin and you see a coin, you don't want an unseemly scramble if you both see it.
I've had a few close calls myself. It gets a bit scary because while the tide goes out really, really slow, it comes in so quickly. You can get caught and you will get taken away by the tide. It is that dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. You do meet a lot of weird people down here. There's a lot of drug-related activity going on the foreshore. You will see a lot of people, or maybe a lot of drug dealers, escaping from the police, chucking it over to get rid of it, and then they'll come down to try and find it afterwards. There's definitely seedy people who know how to get down here and do.
I've had bottles thrown at me, just down there actually, from kids up on the wall. That was during the night lark, like glass bottles. I've had, from the pub down the road, I've had like shouts and throwing pound coins at me, and because I think they think that you're looking for like modern coins to spend and stuff like that, and they don't realise you're looking for history. Yeah, I've had a few incidents. It's all right, really.
No, I've definitely felt threatened. And I think physically threatened, but also sexually threatened. And then people ask me sort of, how is it still your safe space if all this has happened? But this is my way of managing my depression, my anxiety, and I'm not gonna have that taken away from me because other people don't know how to behave. My dad does think that I should carry sort of a rape alarm and pepper spray and stuff, but knowing me, I'll sort of set it off on the Jubilee line or something. So, but also I shouldn't have to do that. I should be allowed to walk down a street or walk down the Thames without thinking something might happen. Yeah, but I'll keep coming. It's not gonna stop me. I'll just take my wellies off and peg it.
That is creepy, isn't it? God, look at the teeth on that. Oh, that's blurry. That's freaky.
It's nice to find an old silly find amongst it. Sometimes it is nice just to be completely on your own on the foreshore, just chilled out, and it's quite therapeutic in a way, just like really sort of concentrating on finding tiny things in the mud, like looking for a needle in a haystack. Especially night larking, actually. You come with a head torch, it's so quiet and you're in the middle of London, and you're concentrating on this little beam from the torch, like trying to find these tiny little things in the mud, and it is very therapeutic doing that.
You can't help but reflect on sort of the world and spirituality when you pick up a fossil, which is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years old, and you think, crikey, like, this has survived this long, and it kind of puts everything else in perspective. You think, actually, it doesn't really matter that I lost my Oyster card or someone was a bit arsey to me on Facebook because look at this fossil.
Recent rain 3 miles, 1007 falling. Royal Sovereign, southwest by south 9. Recent rain 11 miles, 1007 falling. Jersey, south 5. Recent drizzle 6 miles.
It's really windy here, isn't it?
1012 falling. Channel light vessel automatic, southwest by south 8. 1000 meters, 1007 falling. Scilly automatic, southwest 7. 1005